Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE Fastlane 2019, which was broadcast out of Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio on March 10th, 2019. I did not make the journey out to Cleveland. I just watched this on the WWE Network. But because of that, it's a good thing that I did stay at home for that. I was actually going to go see The Beach Bum, starring Matthew McConaughey, earlier in the day, but I've been having problems with my printer. I have this pretty nice Epson printer. It has 8 ink cartridges, and they're not that big, so I got some refillable cartridges, but I messed up. I totally messed up and let one of them run out, and it just kept printing like another 2 sheets of stuff with an empty cartridge, and it messed up the print head, the nozzle. It got clogged up, and so it's been a whole process the whole week. I finally got the printing solution, which is it's a solution in both regards. Both that it's a solvent and that it is it solves the problem. But so I was doing that all day, the whole process. Okay, the first time I did it. All right, I'm just gonna lay out. Hopefully, I can describe without having a chart in front of me. So there's 8 printer cartridges, 8 different types of ink, including the gloss optimizer. So the cyan cartridge is the one that I let run out like a fool, and it totally messed everything up. I've just been trying everything all week until I got this printer solution. It's a whole thing with a syringe. You have to heat it up and all this stuff. It's a process. But I got that going. I cleaned out the cyan and ran the test page and everything. The cyan was perfect. It's great, except three other of the print heads were now messed up. Oh my god, you're running the print the cleaning cycle and all that, which wasn't it kind of worked. So I thought, okay, I'll use this printer solution on one of the other print heads, the magenta print head. Was the one that wasn't working after doing the cleaning cycle and all that. So I do it to that one, and that one works great. But now the red and the orange on either side of it are messed up. So this kept happening every single time, and finally I was like, okay, I'm going to use this solution on all of the print heads at once. I'm going to follow the actual recommendation. I was kind of doing it in a rushed way, and just squirting it through the nozzle real quick, and then do a quick rinse version, whereas you're supposed to leave it for an hour to break stuff down and then rinse it out. But so I finally said, okay, I'm gonna do it to all the print heads. I'm gonna give it the full hour. This is during the kickoff show that I was able to give it the full hour, and then I'll run it through and see if that works. And luckily, I finally got it working, but I'll see if it's still working today, because it seemed like when I let it be for a little while, I did print off a bunch of stuff, so hopefully that got the juices flowing, literally, through all those print nozzles, and we won't get the dried up clogginess that I kept getting happening. So that was my day, both before and during parts of Fastlane. Then I was printing stuff all during Fastlane. And why am I printing stuff? Because I'm going to be at the Permian Basin Comic Con X this next weekend, March 15th through 17th. That's I forget the venue is called, but it's pbcomicconx.com. All the info for that. So I was printing off all of my a bunch of designs. I've got a special Texas Longhorn design just for this show. I mean, I'll if I have extras, I'll have extras. I'll have them to sell at later Texas Comic Cons. But yeah, I'm just getting ready for that. I was like packing all that. I think I figured out how I'm packing everything to take with me. And yeah, so that was a lot of my focus was on that during this show. But it was not a whole lot of focus taken off of actually watching, because it was mostly a matter of just, okay, choose this. Or actually, you know what? I wasn't printing during the show. There was still some issues with the print heads, and I thought, okay, it recommends if it's not quite perfect, just let it sit for a while and then run the cleaning again. So that's what I did during the show. That was my letting it sit, and then afterwards I ran it, and it worked almost perfectly enough to start printing more stuff. All right, so let's talk about the kickoff. We had an announced match. All right, we're talking about wrestling now. I'm done talking about printers. The announced match of Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I wasn't, again, this was when I was doing with the printer stuff, so I didn't actually realize this happened until during the actual kickoff match, the only kickoff match that was there. And this was that instead of having that one-on-one match, they would get a U.S. Championship match along with R-Truth in another Fatal 4-Way. Now, the confrontation backstage I thought was hilarious because Carmelo was there getting one of the, I think it was one of the ladies from the Glam Squad, getting her to sign a petition to get a rematch for R-Truth. And this lady says, yeah, I'll sign it. And then she walks off, and standing there the entire time, the best reveal was Zelina Vega, and they have an argument, all that. I really, really enjoyed that reveal. It was very funny. So on the kickoff, the match that happened on the kickoff was the New Day, Big E, and Xavier Woods versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Kofi, before the match, got called into the McMahon's office, and so he was not at ringside for all of that. This all played into... I'm liking this trend. This didn't really happen at Elimination Chamber. I don't think there's anything on the kickoff that fit into the main story, but I'm liking this trend, and it seems to be involving Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura every time. Okay, this is the second time it's happened, but that we have something on the kickoff like feed into the rest of the night, and I like that a lot. So the New Day, they defeat Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. They did not enjoy that loss, and that was actually one of the longer matches of the show. It was 13 minutes. And then the actual show opened up with the Usos versus The Miz and Shane McMahon. The Miz and Shane McMahon lose, so the Usos retain their championships because The Miz he follows his father's recommendation to go up top, and he hits a beautiful frog splash. Well, it would have hit beautifully if the Usos' knees weren't up. I forget if it was Jimmy or Jay. I'm sorry. But they get their knees up. Miz gets hurt, and it gets rolled up, reversed into the pin. And the Usos remain the champions. Who will they challenge next? Well, it's got to be they've got to be taking on Aleister Black and Ricochet next, right? Because that's the only championship they haven't gone after yet. Started to go after yet. Because they are in the process of going after the NXT Tag Team Championships with the Dusty Classic. But anyway, after the match, Miz is having his moment with his dad, and Shane is right there. And as they're walking back towards the ramp, boom! Shane attacks the Miz, just beats the crap out of him, and so there we have it. I think we're gonna have Shane McMahon versus The Miz at WrestleMania. I think that could be pretty good. Pretty good. If Shane's going to be in a match, that's a good match for him to be in. So then we had Asuka versus Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville is there at ringside. She's trying to do all kinds of stuff, getting like weapons out, searching for weapons to get Mandy an advantage. But she left the apron up on the lifted up onto the ring mats, and it trips Mandy up, and Asuka takes her out. She oh man, this is like the best wrestling moment of the night. The slow motion of it is amazing, and they don't really show if they show a single strike in slow motion that it's going to be good, because a lot of times it'll be they'll show like an alternate angle, so it's kind of obscured and that kind of stuff, and it's not necessarily in the super slow motion like this was. She got rocked by that kick. It just smacks her right in the face, swings sideways. It was fantastic. Asuka wins, and she retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't even remember anything else that happened in this match. Just that final kick was just awesome. Then we had the bar. Okay. So Kofi, he finally gets in with a meeting with Vince McMahon, and Big E and Xavier Woods go back there, and they're advocating for Kofi and everything. And Vince says, "Oh, okay. The WWE Championship match will be a triple threat, and you need to get out to the ring right now." And so I'd have to watch it back, but it's, how he said it seemed like that match, it will be right now. I think he did say that match will be right now. And so even Greg Hamilton thought, okay, that's the match that's happening now, and is corrected as he's announcing it. Because Kofi comes out and he says, "Oh, the following is a triple threat." Oh, wait, what? It is a handicap match. The Bar versus Kofi Kingston, with the rest of the New Day barred from ringside, and he just gets beat down. He puts up a good fight, but they just beat him down, and the Bar wins, because the New Day, despite coming out towards the end of the match, they are neutralized by the still upset Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Blah. My glass of water is like across the room, but I'll power through. We're about less than halfway through. Then we had the Revival successfully defend against Aleister Black and Ricochet and Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. They got the pin on, I think it was via Shatter Machine on Chad Gable, I think. So this match was awesome. Ricochet especially was just a madman. Like, I was totally impressed. I've seen so many Ricochet matches now, and yet I'm still impressed every single time, and it's awesome. But the rest of them, they did their part as well. It was a very, very good match, but still not the best match of the night. We haven't gotten to the best match of the night, because that is the next match, in my opinion. Absolutely fantastic. Samoa Joe successfully defends his championship in a fatal 4-way against Andrade, R-Truth, and Rey Mysterio. Man, like, what can I even say about this match? It's just awesome. Rey Mysterio hitting the double Hurricane Rana. That was nuts. And then it was like a Hurricane Rana / arm drag type of thing right after that. All these moves that we've seen that have been like countered, and then they're countered in another way from the last time we saw them. Like, I love that about these Andrade and Mysterio matches, that we have these very inventive moves that are successful the first time they do it, but then they try to do it the next match that they have, and they have an answer for it, and then it goes from there, and then they try to have that answer for it again. Okay, so we have that penguin slide. I'm still calling it the penguin slide. I don't care what it's actually called. The penguin slide that hits Andrade. That's the first time it happens, and it's successful. The next time it happens, baseball slide, Andrade catches him into a DDT to the outside. Amazing. And then this time, that same sequence happens. Baseball slide into DDT. He goes for it, but then R-Truth comes out and drop kicks him and takes them both out. It's so great. I love it. What was some of the other stuff? There's just so much stuff in this match that's fantastic. And then the ending, we have Rey Mysterio. He gets I forget if he was diving after, dodged, or if he got pushed up. I can't remember exactly what the sequence of events exactly was that got him laid out on the ground, and Samoa Joe is on the ground as well. And he just reaches over, grabs him by the pants, pulls him in, gets the coquina clutch, and Rey Mysterio does not tap out, but he goes to sleep quick. And that was an excellent finish to an excellent match. Like, everybody looks great. Everybody looked amazing in that match. R-Truth was awesome as well. Oh man, Andrade, he had the freaking like that spiral plunka or whatever you call it to the outside. That was ridiculous. He had so many. This match is amazing. This match is so good, so good. Andrade and Mysterio in matches together. Like, there are a couple of times when they were working together also, and that felt to me like a little bit of a tease. Like, they're gonna end up being a tag team and just destroy everybody. Man, those two in a tag team championship match. If that's the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania, I'd be all for that. But it seems that would seem like it's happening a little bit quick for them to get together. But if it does, I mean, either way, I'm fine with it. Just have these guys fighting each other or with each other always. It's great. Okay. Up next, we had the Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Bayley and Sasha win. I was happy about that. And then there's the beatdown happens afterwards. There's lots of beatdown. Like, almost every match had like some kind of beatdown afterwards. So if I had, that would be one of my criticisms of it. But in most of the instances, it was an interesting thing to happen. Because in this case, we had Beth Phoenix on commentary during this match, and she like got up out of her seat as this was all was happening, and then got into a kerfuffle with Tamina, and then eventually Nia, and to get this whole beat down of Beth Phoenix and not Dana Brooke. Oh my gosh, Natalya runs out and tries to fight them off. And so we're getting that set up, a feud there with Beth. I wasn't even thinking about that at all. But when I saw Beth standing up out in front of the table, like, oh, this is it. We're in set up for something here. This is going to be great. Whether it's got to be a tag teams, those two tag teams against each other, right? I'm looking forward to it because we got that tease of that happening way back at Royal Rumble 2018, with the moments between. I think, am I remembering correctly that we had Nia and Beth Phoenix in the ring together there, and that's gonna be pretty good. If that's the Legends match that we have is a women's tag team match that's not for the title, that's awesome, because that means that there'll be at least 4 women's matches And then of course the battle royal. So five women's matches at WrestleMania at least, and that would be pretty awesome. Unless they are part of the tag team match, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it all goes. Raw tonight, we'll get some more answers on that, or a little bit more of an idea what direction that's going. Then we have Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens in a triple threat. So Vince was not lying that the championship match would be a triple threat. The third person in that match, Mustafa Ali, but the crowd was not happy about that at all. You get these "We want Kofi" chants. It's like, well, he is already beaten up. Do you want him to just come out and he's hurt. He needs to recover. He wouldn't stand a chance if he was out here for this match. But yeah, I'm sure that Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens one-on-one would have been a great match, but as Mustafa Ali was the absolute star of this triple threat, and yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome. What were some of the things that he did? He did no, that wasn't this match. It was Ricochet. He Hurricane Rana'd one of the Revival off of the apron into everybody else except for Aleister Black, who's off to the side. So it was an extremely successful offensive move. But Mustafa Ali was just amazing in this match. I don't remember any specific moments off the top of my head. I just remember, this. I mean, it's awesome that Kevin Owens is back. Daniel Bryan is great as always. Mustafa Ali absolutely shined in this match, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. This match was excellent. Upset with the swerves and all of that, and like the kind of the convoluted stories and things like that. But the matches themselves are pretty great, top to bottom, on this whole thing. But yeah, Daniel Bryan successfully defends the championship, and it looks like, unless something happens before then, he'll be defending the championship at WrestleMania. Are we gonna get a four-way match possibly at WrestleMania? I could get down with that. If it's these three plus Kofi in there, and maybe it's even a ladder match. Maybe that's the ladder match, is the WWE Championship. I'd be way down for that. I have people thinking it's probably going to be the U.S. title that's a ladder match, or even more likely the Raw Tag Team Championships. No, not the Raw. The SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be a ladder match. Because the Hardys are now in the picture, and that would make a lot of sense too. So, I'm not really set for or against any of those being ladder matches. I think whatever the possibility might be, I think it's most likely going to be the tag team championships. But it also could be the WWE. How do you make the multi-man more interesting? I think it should be an elimination. Even though we just had Elimination Chamber, if it's an elimination match, I think that could make it very, very exciting, and add like a sort of a gauntlet feel to it. But then it would come down. That would be too much of a repeat of Elimination Chamber, so never mind that. Then we had Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Becky has hurt legs, but she puts up a pretty good fight despite that. And Charlotte gets the figure 4 locked in. She's about to turn into the figure 8. But Ronda Rousey runs out. This is my second favorite single attack of the night. The first was Asuka's kick to Mandy Rose's face. This one was just a punch straight down into Becky's stomach. I thought that 2 seconds was action movie quality, better than action movie quality. So she just punches her, stands up, and real smug about it. Like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Charlotte Flair is disqualified. So Becky wins. Becky gets into the WrestleMania match. And of course, there's probably going to be all kinds of problems about it on Monday night. But I thought it was a great way to continue this story, get things solidified for WrestleMania, get Becky in there. Now she can actually recover. And yeah, it's all kinds of loopholes and all that kind of thing and jumping through hoops. But hey, it's a long time between Royal Rumble. It's a long time between friggin' Survivor Series and WrestleMania, which is how long this whole thing has been churning. So I don't have a problem with them trying to mix things up in the meantime. If it was just, okay, this is the match, and then let's never address it, it would be Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. The whole build up for that. It's like, oh right, he has that match. We're doing all this other stuff and we never see the actual champion. Like it would just be a copy of that. So I appreciate at least trying to do something different than the other Royal Rumble winner. And yeah. Speaking of Seth Rollins, the final match of the night. Oh, I forgot about this. Elias, he makes 3 appearances and sings about what just happened, which is fantastic. And then of course insults Cleveland and Ohio in general. I thought this was pretty great. It was a great framework, sort of a framework that the show is built around, or like kind of kept the show moving along. And I really like that. But this third time he comes out, he gets interrupted by Lacey Evans, who notably, I'm pretty sure that this is the first time she has a new graphics package, which just totally does away with the military themed stuff, which I thought was really cool, but it doesn't really make sense for what she's been doing. So I could see why they would change that, because it's potentially confusing. Like, why does it look like, why does it look like military stuff? She's not dressed in military stuff. She's just this, pinup model looking gal, and it doesn't make any sense. So they could either make sense or change her graphics package to match what she's actually doing, and they went with the latter. Anyway, she comes out and she's Elias is getting excited, but she does her thing and walks right back up the ramp, and Elias is hit by an RKO out of nowhere. Like it's got to be out of nowhere in some way. In this regard, you don't expect Randy Orton to attack somebody from Raw, so that was an extra surprise there. But then Randy is surprised as AJ Styles is ready to hit him with the phenomenal forearm. And it's a great tease for these two. This is going to be an excellent match. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I am all about that match. No championship involved or anything. I'm okay with that, because they're just going to, beat the crap out of each other. And that's great. So that brings us to, speaking of Seth Rollins, it would have been a great segue if I didn't remember all this other stuff. The Shield, one last ride together against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. I was thinking, Baron Corbin's getting triple powerbomb through a table. Absolutely. Turns out I was wrong about that. It was Drew McIntyre that got powerbombed through a table, and Baron Corbin just got the regular triple powerbomb in the ring, and the Shield is victorious. They fist bump, get the WrestleMania sign, beautiful moments. Roman is back. He did all kinds of crazy stuff in this match. It's like, yeah, he's for real back, and that's awesome. We got the great combination leading up to that triple power bomb. So we had well, it was leading right up to that. We had, what was it? It was super kick into Superman punch into Dirty Deeds, and then did he hit the curb stomp? I don't think he hit the curb stomp on there. He did hit it on the table. I thought that was slick. Like I forget who had him up. I think it was Lashley who had him like lifted up, but he got hit by Roman or something, and then Seth landed on top of the table like a cat, and he's right there, right on 2 feet, and then somebody got slammed into the table, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Curb stomp on the table. It was fantastic. It was this match is like, why couldn't the Shield been together like this entire time? Like the past 3 years or whatever. Because they're just work so well as a team, and just having a breakup is sure, it benefits like maybe one of the three, or maybe even two of the three, but the third, in most cases, Roman, suffers from being broken up, and having them together is like, it's like magic, kind of. It's a little bit of magic. So yeah, I loved a lot of this match. Yeah. What else can I really say? I get a little bit teary-eyed here, thinking of the good parts of this match. So there's no trick ending. There's none of that for this final match. It was kind of like, of course the Shield gets in the main event again, but I feel like it really made sense to have this be the final match. We have this great feel-good moment to end the night, whereas the rest of the night, maybe not so much. Like Asuka winning is a good thing, but in the manner, like, that's not the main event. The New Day winning, that's a kickoff show. That's not the main event. We have Samoa Joe winning. That's not really a feel-good moment. It's an amazing match, but that's not the person that you want ending the pay-per-view, sending everybody home happy or anything like that. Boston High Connection, cool stuff, but that's not going to end the night either. And the Becky Lynch Charlotte match, a kind of cool development, but with Becky being injured the entire match, is that really your main event, where one of the two people is barely able to even walk, even though that's kind of suspended for a couple of brief moments, but that's not the must-see main event either. So I have absolutely no problem with the Shield versus the other guys being the main event of this episode. Absolutely made sense. Even the WWE Championship not being the main event makes sense, because of the swerve involved with that, and the possibly also unhappy ending of Daniel Bryan retaining the championship. If it's anything except Kofi winning the championship, nobody's going to be. Most people are not going to be happy with the outcome of, even if it's the most spectacular match ever. We'll still just be like, Kofi should have been in this match. What the hell? So yeah, I really like this pay-per-view. I had a lot of fun watching it. And I'm looking forward to see what happens next. I'm not going to be able to watch the next this week's shows live as they're broadcast, because I'm going to see the special premiere event of Tacoma Fire Department, which is Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy from Broken Lizard. They're creators and stars of this show, and they're here in person in Denver to watch the first couple of episodes, I think. So I'm going to go check that out. Looks like a lot of fun. And then tomorrow night I'm seeing what's his name? Steve Overfall. What is his name? He's one of the members of Growlix. He is on Those Who Can't, and he's at Comedy Works here in Denver tomorrow night. So I'll be doing that instead of watching these shows live. But I've been recording these episodes the next morning anyway. So I don't even know why I'm explaining while the episodes will be late. I was intending on recording this episode right after it happened last night, right after I finished watching. Since usually if I'm actually there, I don't have that chance. I'm like so tired by the time I get back to wherever. I'm like, okay, I'll just record it tomorrow. But it turned out we're dealing with the printer and everything was such a headache that it was a literal headache that I put it off to this morning. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Hopefully I can avoid some spoilers. I don't expect anything too crazy to happen. We have the Triple H and Batista stuff going down on Raw. And then, just the continuation of everything that's set up or continued from last night. Kofi confronting Vince McMahon. That's going to be pretty... I'm looking forward to that. See what happens there over on Tuesday. So let me know what you thought about all of this stuff by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe in iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'll be back real soon with the next episode. I'll have The Walking Dead first, but then week 11 of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and 205 Live and all of that. The next round of the 205 Live tournament is this week. I'm excited for that. It was a little bit of a bummer that we didn't have any cruiserweight action on here, but I think everything else more than made up for that. Just that United States Championship match made up for like everything. Not that anything else was really that bad, but like even if that was the only good match on a show, it is so good that it made the entire thing worth it. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you real soon. This has been TIW Podcast. Bye.